I watch and review one Detective Conan movie a week until the release of the brand new film in April 2024. I'll tell you what the movie is about, the good, the bad, and anything else interesting of note. And at the end of each video, I rank the movies watched in the tier list to see exactly which films are the best in the series. And today we'll be reviewing the second film of the franchise, Detective Conan, the 14th Target. Before we begin, click that subscribe button if you haven't already. The 14th Target premiered in Japanese theaters on April 18th, 1998, directed once again by Kenji Kodama and written by Kazunari Kochi. The film follows Conan tracking down a serial killer who is picking targets based on poker card numbers, all while trying to uncover how the victims and killer are related to Detective Mori Kogoro. Now, while doing research for this video, I've picked up that a lot of people like this movie, and to those people I say, hey, don't let my opinion sway your enjoyment of the film. More power to you, but this is my channel, my video, my opinion, and my opinion of the film is that it was pretty ass. A downgrade from the first one in almost every way. The first misstep of the movie for me was sidelining Mori Kogoro. This should have been a Kogoro-centered film. The beginning of the movie sets up some character moments with his separated wife Eri. We get some backstory on Mori's time in the police and how a crisis situation seemingly led to them separating. We'll get back to this later. Even the murder victims are related to him, but when the time comes to shine, Conan is there stealing all his thunder. Yes, I know Conan's name is literally in the title, but then why set up all these opportunities for Kogoro to develop his character and then let Conan do all the heavy lifting? It just seems like a huge missed opportunity. Anyway, beyond that, how was the mystery in this movie? It was, fine. Killer targeting people with names related to poker cards is a fun idea, but my personal issue with that is that it requires you to have some knowledge of the Japanese language, or maybe even some basic Mandarin, to even come close to trying to figure out who the potential victims are. I personally am not Japanese or Chinese, I'm Filipino, so I really couldn't participate with the mystery until the targets were already identified. Speaking of these victims, man are they boring. Talk about generic killer fodder. You know how in horror movies, side characters that are picked off one by one were at least given some development throughout the film so that we at least somewhat care when they're eventually killed? This movie doesn't do that. They just introduce them halfway through the film and a little while after they're killed, which really leaves them feeling very hollow and just token victims to move the story along. Some of Conan's leaps of logic in this movie were also very convenient, almost as if the script needed him to have a 100% accurate deduction or the story couldn't move forward. Particularly in this scene where this lady was killed in pitch darkness and the only clue Conan had to go off of was her missing press-on nail. He brilliantly, or more so conveniently, deduces that in her dying moments she must have planted a marked cork on the murderer and that's why her nail came off. That nail could have come off a million different ways, Conan, but you just happen to know exactly how it came off. What are you, a psychic?
You can take an eyeball.
And now moving on to the culprit, which is revealed to be the sommelier Sawaki. His plan makes no sense. We find out that his whole poker cards ruse was actually just a farce to frame another well-known criminal for his murders. He never intended to target 13 people. In actuality, he only wanted to target 3 people who've wronged him. I mean, that's fine and all, but in his attempt to frame another criminal for his poker card ruse, he ends up inviting 2 of the most famous detectives in Japan, Shinichi and Mori Kogoro, 2 individuals who are notorious for solving difficult cases along with 2 high-ranking police officers. How did he think this was gonna end? And finally, let's get to that flashback scene again. Detective Shiratori reveals that back when Mori was still in the police force, Eri was taken in a hostage situation. In what seemed like an impulsive decision, Mori fires his gun, accidentally wounding Eri but allowing them to capture the criminal safely. Big shocker, this was later revealed to be false. In fact, Mori was such a sharpshooter that he shot his wife on purpose, knowing that the culprit would let her go. Here's a thought, if Mori was such a sharpshooter, Why didn't he just shoot the criminal head on? In fact, I have a document here by the IACP, the International Association of Chiefs of Police, basically govern police protocol worldwide, stating that in situations like what happened to Ari in the film, Mori should have absolutely not shot his wife in the leg and instead shoot the culprit with justified deadly force. Okay, people, I've been shitting on the movie non-stop. Is there actually anything I liked about the film? The action set piece at the end was really fun, and the music is good, and yeah, I don't think this movie was very good, guys, and for me this is going straight into the D tier. See y'all next week for movie 3, Detective Conan, The Last Wizard of the Century. Let's hope this one is better. See y'all next week. Bye guys.